What is going on, you guys? I got some stuff to do today and I think you guys would enjoy it. First off, I gotta head to Apple over there at the mall because my phone hasn't had service in several days, and we called yesterday. They said that this model, iPhone 7, there's a batch of them that does not read SIM cards, and it's weird that it happens now instead of when I first got it a year ago. So we're gonna head to the mall, get my phone fixed, and then when I get back, there's something that just showed up to the junkyard that I actually want to go check out and see if the goodies are still on there.
Oh, what's that? Oh, what's that?
Damn, my neck would have hurt sleeping like this. So, I don't know if you guys see, there is a drive shaft sitting inside this car. If you guys know, my CR-V doesn't have a drive shaft, but it's four-wheel drive. Wow, this actually looked like it's in good condition, that I could actually use it. The question is, do I have the money for it? Check it out. Normally, the forklift guys, them big boys right there, pick up the car from the center and pretty much bends it. And that's what happened with my CR-V. It came from an auction, picked it up from the center and bent the drive shaft. So this car actually has, it's actually stuck right there, like, yeah, it's stuck right there. Oh no, it just went back in. I'm gonna see how much this costs, and then if I can afford it, I'll buy it. The bolts are not there, but we'll figure out a way. I'm actually here looking for a different CR-V. Let's find it. Oh, look how clean that headlight is. Damn. Somebody beat me to it. God damn it. So this was my friend's CR-V. Well, my friend's friend CR-V, and this car had window visors, which I don't care about, but it had full Trueheart suspension, and don't know where they are at. Yeah, I think somebody beat me to it, but you never know. Probably couldn't afford it and hid it somewhere. Nope. Dang it. 85 Honda Accord. See, my mom had one of these back in the days, a silver one with the pop-up hood. And this is where I've seen the first time ever a cassette player. And in my mom's car, this thing's still pristine. Like, it sucks to see something like this in the yard, but careless owners or just got towed. But anyways, she had something like this, and I had wired my brother's like old 10-inch JL audio, sorry, and used to slap hella hard with this cassette player. So I don't mind a cassette player as long as I can find some cassettes. If you guys got any cassettes you guys don't use, any hip hop, Tupac, Bone Thugs, you don't need them, send them my way. Custom V-Stack, baby. Junkyard sponsored. So I'm almost at the exit of the junkyard now, and there's only like 5 EF, 1 DA, and a ton of Accords, and 96 Plus Civic 4-doors. A lot of 4-doors. Nothing spectacular here anymore. I wish I could take this coil packs to try on my uncle's van because he's misfiring in like 5 of 6 cylinders. So yeah, keep my hands clean, get on out of here, and hopefully we'll try to fab up some charge pipe for the wagon today. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. 2014, 215 40 17s, but there are some slash marks. Where's it at? Like right there, like an 8er curb or something. but it's not all the way through. Has a lot of life left, and I've had these tires before. They're pretty good for street, and I only need 2. They have 2. Nothing I am looking for. I'm looking for like aluminum tubing, 1.25 or 1.5 thin wall like this guy, but this is only 1 inch. Dang it! I'm gonna have to order it online. You know what I forgot when I left the junkyard? I'm at Home Depot right now, and picked up some more acetone and stuff for welding. But what I forgot was when I walked up to my CRV and I just kind of took a quick look at it, I forgot the drive shaft. Haven't been here since March, and had to pay my grandma and my uncle a quick visit. So my parents doesn't want me and my brother to buy my uncle's van, and they keep telling us to, like, why don't you just buy a new car or something, like a brand new car. Honestly, I don't find a need for it, and I actually love the van because, like my brother, which is very close to my uncle, the van and my uncle made our childhood like very, very fun. All the camping trips, the Reno trips, the fishing trips, especially the fishing trip because my uncle loved fishing. And like the white truck that's in my bush, I want to keep the van in the family. So does my brother. And really just trying to fight, like trying to buy it because my parents think otherwise. But I want to keep it in the family, and I want to restore it and all of that. I'm actually selling my CRX and selling the CRV so I could fund the van to be my tow rig. So just want to come here and talk to my uncle and let him know that we are trying to get a hold of his van, get it under my name, and keep it in the family. And to Yay, I love you guys. We're gonna make it happen. So I ended up buying the 2 tires. Granted, they are a little bit older, 4 years old, but it's a lot better than that one because that one has no treads. So I'm gonna wait until I repair these 2 other wet sports that I have right here. So I'm gonna take off these real quick and show you guys the other 2 wet sports. And the reason why I'm not using these right now is because of all the stress cracks. If you guys followed me many videos ago. So this one has, I believe, 2 stress cracks right here and right there, and then the other one has 7. You guys want to know how I stopped my skunk situation? Put a big ass flat plywood where the fucker digs. Is Skunking sponsoring me? Gotta cut him out. Just want to show you guys my brother's wagon a little bit here. I know I was talking about wagon content this week, but he just been so busy, and like his thing is he doesn't want to leave the car at the shop to make his drive shaft, and the car is not four-wheel drive for his weekend trip. So he's going to Pismo. He's changing out his plugs, oil, and he added the Mishimoto coolant inline adapter so he could get reading to his cluster. He just left to the store to get new spark plugs for it because they were pretty fouled out. I think it ran a little bit rich. The car has startup issues, but once the car starts up, it's perfectly fine. Like I said, he still drives this off and on because he owns the B20 VTEC blue wagon. But yeah, supercharged K-Series wagon, it's still around. Honestly, let me tell you guys right now, I wanted to sell the CRX and the CRV because my brother told me, my dad told him that if I want a van, I got to get rid of these 2. Now, granted, the CRV was supposed to go already, and then for me to make room, I have to sell the CRX. Plus, I have 2 CRX, so I don't technically need 2 CRX is like when I had 2 wagons. So probably still going to sell it because I've had it for a good like 5 years now. And even if I don't buy the van, or I can't buy the van because of my parents or whatever reason, I'll bring this truck back into the driveway, do all the body work, and then I'm gonna paint it like I painted my cousin's truck, and then get this thing registered. You feel me? I want to bring this truck back if I can't have the van. So I guess whichever way is a win-win for me somewhat, and we'll see the truck more on the channel. So my brother's getting ready to go to Pismo, and I'm not 100% sure if he knows his stereo is upside down. What the fuck? I'm over this CRX. I don't even care if I sell it. Anyways, so I'm gonna pull this charge pipe off, and I believe the bumper, because I need to access the T-bolts. And I'm gonna see how bad that pipe dug into the frame. I don't know if you can see it, but it's literally like resting in between where it dug into the charge pipe. So I'm gonna pull this off really quickly, see how bad it is, and then possibly going to mock up a new charge pipe before the weekend starts, so that way I can do some pulls. Okay, so got the charge pipe out, and I am not sure if this is cut or just dug into the pipe. Let me show you guys. I think it just dug, but I don't think it penetrated. And obviously you guys seen right here, I knew this was happening before my trip, so I put a bunch of thick ass vinyl electrical tape, and still dug through it. So I'm gonna make another one anyways, and try to clear it away from hitting the frame right there. This was all scrap material, and this was my first aluminum weld. You can see all the blotchiness right there, and the patch job that I did. Where is that? Right there, because I was learning. And yeah, this was all scrap material. I got a bunch of new materials that I can use to weld. It's just not going to be blue, but that doesn't really bother me because everything else is silver. This is my theory. My car on the dyno, when I was dynoing this car last year, it would run really cold. What I mean by that was, you know, on the K Manager, the K Pro ECU, the car would need to be warmed up every single time we made a pull. And there were times where we made pulls without the fan because the car would run so freaking cold. And even my tuner was like, what the hell? The shit stays so cold that we have to keep warming it up, so on and so forth. So I think my issue is the car is like programmed to run at 185 degrees, which is, I think, like somewhere average of where the engine is supposed to perform its best. But because my car stays 171, 75, it's not like the computer is not allowing the car to perform as it should because it's cold technically. And when I drove 1,000 miles down to Eibach and back home, and I had my laptop with me on the passenger seat the whole time, and my temp would read 171, 175. So the car wouldn't perform its best because it's not at operating temperature, if that makes any sense. So my tuner told me, well, you know, Team Viewer and hook up the laptop so he can adjust it down for whatever reason why my car is running cooler, and see if it'll help with my bogging, my boost cut issues, and all that jazz, because there's nothing wrong with my engine. And we street tuned it that night. Everything seemed good, but when we got to the track, it just didn't perform like it should. So yeah, let's mock up some piping. So I've been sitting here mix matching some pipes, some 180s, 45s, and 90s to get my bends. And it's kind of hard to do without cutting the pipes, and I really don't want to cut it if I'm not going to use it, or if it's not going to work. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this guy right here, cut it dead centered, and I'm going to turn this one 9 degrees upward, so that way it'd be like this, and then it goes up into the hole. I'm gonna have to trim this down a little bit so that way we can push the pipe inward, because this will stick out too far. And then up here probably a 90 degree, and then a 45, so it's gonna go 90, and then it's gonna be a 45 into the compressor housing. But kind of got it visualed out, and I think I'm gonna go grab a coat hanger and mock it up first before I do start cutting it. Funny shit, I cleaned everything up, right? I'm getting my stuff ready to weld it, and every time I'm about to weld aluminum, somebody uses the laundry. Ah, there it is. So last stand came by, we were chopping it up for a little bit, and all I got done was this right here. This is the one that goes to the intercooler and goes up the frame rail, and I still got to do a bead rolled right there where it goes into the intercooler so it doesn't pop off. I was able to tack this one right here, and then while I was welding, I had some shit that was under the charge pipe, which then caked up, melted and caked up on the tubing itself, so I had to stop and clean it all up. But I didn't finish this one because my brother needed to use his dryer, and it is actually done now. But we were actually leaving to Paco's house, and we'll show you what we're up to when we get there. Can't forget my tea. Thank you, Chris. So we are out here with Paco's car, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but this manifold, I'm just gonna slowly block it. And we sent the old manifold back that was cracked, and then they sent us a new manifold, which then clocked the turbo a whole different direction than how it was supposed to sit, and then it made the downpipe point to the ground to the point where the car couldn't come back off the jack stand because the downpipe was touching the ground before the tires. And then the wastegate was super warped, which then we couldn't put the wastegate on, so we had to send to my buddy Kel at Kelly Built to cut off this wastegate flange well on a new one, and now the wastegate is able to bolt on. But given that the turbo is not clocked differently, the downpipe does not work, and as you can see, it interferes with the charge pipe. Look at that muffler, dude. Oh, damn it. These guys out here doing their own little bonfire and shit, you know what I'm saying? But we just got back to my house, and boom, I got me a Milky Way. Haven't had this in years because, you know, I don't eat candy, but I just been craving it because I saw it on YouTube. And yeah, let's finish that charge pipe. But first, let's eat this. Charge pipe is done, and kind of finished a little early, so that means maybe I'll get a video out tonight, or maybe I'll just kick it out Saturday morning. But I apologize for skipping uploads this week. I've just been all over the place, honestly, and a lot of runarounds. Like, I had one thing to do, and then something else came up, and I went and did that. And I'm gonna put this on right now. I am not going to weld the catch can up tonight, given that I still got to do the baffle before I weld it all up. But in case you guys are wondering, I did make this one unit instead of two right here where I just welded it last. I never had an issue, and I don't want to run a lot of couplers, given that I currently have 4 on the car now, which is plenty. In case we blow something up, we'll blow one of the 4 cups. But never had an issue with the old one before, so I shouldn't have an issue with this one now, even though it's a tad bit different shape. But I'll take a different shape rather than it digging itself into the frame rail. So let's get this installed. So charge pipe fitted, amazing, and it is fully bolted up. So tomorrow I'll do the bumper and kind of clean up the car a little bit, because I'm going to be headed to my buddy's kid's 2nd birthday. So I'm going to be mobbing the wagon, because why not? And that is going to be it for this video. Like I mentioned earlier, this video is a span of 3 days off and on the car, and just randomly doing different things, running errands, so on and so forth. EF vs. DA this Sunday. You guys should be seeing this video on Saturday. I'm going to be out there probably for a few hours before I got to head to Bakersfield, which is another hour and a half or so, depending how fast you drive, to go pick up some parts for a friend of mine, if I decide to go. Otherwise, I'll be at the park all day until the meet's over, and then I'm gonna head back up north, home. Secondly, my buddy Paco, the red coupe you guys saw earlier, that car is gonna be making its way to my house next week, possibly Monday or Tuesday, and I'm pretty much going to refab his downpipe. Using the existing downpipe, we're going to be redoing the return line to clear the downpipe, and then once we make the new downpipe and return line, then we can run the charge pipe to the turbo. The manifold, it just fucked everything up, really. It came back supposedly V2 because they don't produce the V1 version, and they didn't repair the original cracked one that we sent back, so they sent us a completely new manifold which clocked the turbo a whole different way and messed pretty much everything up. So we'll expect that car on the channel next week. Other than that, we made the new charge pipe, we went to the junkyard, we tried to score some shocks, we didn't. I ended up picking up new tires. What else did we do? I don't even remember, honestly, but that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'm going to kick it out on Saturday, and I apologize for skipping uploads 2 times this week, but we will hopefully be back on track next week, starting off with the EF versus DA video on Monday, and then hopefully we'll try to do a walk around for the wagon as well. So look forward to that. Hope my brother's having fun in Pismo, and I'll see you guys in the next video.